Most travelers think they know Thailand. They know the temples, the beaches, the golden skyline of Bangkok burning under the tropical sun. But even Bangkok is not the whole name of Bangkok. Behind the word the world remembers lies a ceremonial name so long, so ancient in rhythm, that it holds a Guinness World Record as the longest place name on Earth. And that detail is not just trivia, it is a warning. Because in Thailand, the familiar surface is rarely the full story. This is the only country in Southeast Asia that avoided formal Western colonization. A kingdom that learned how to smile at empires, trade with them, negotiate with them, and still remain itself. So the question is not whether Thailand is beautiful. The real question is, what has this kingdom been hiding in plain sight? So, what has this kingdom been hiding in plain sight? The answer does not begin with a secret temple. It begins with something more unsettling. Thailand hides its depth beneath things that appear familiar. A beach, a forest, a river, a city street, a plate of food. At first they seem ordinary. Then slowly, each one begins to reveal a different rule. The first rule is written in the forest. Beyond the resorts and the crowded coastlines, Thailand still holds landscapes where the human world becomes less certain. Here, Asian elephants move through the trees with a silence that feels older than history. They are not scenery. They are evidence that another Thailand still exists, one that does not adjust itself for visitors. And deeper in the forest, the tiger remains, rarely seen, often only traced through footprints, camera traps, or the sudden absence of sound. Its presence changes the country. The Thailand known to the world is gentle, bright, and welcoming. But beneath that gentleness, something older is still awake. This is the first hidden layer. Thailand is not only a place of beauty, it is a place where beauty stands close to danger. And once that is understood, the next mystery becomes easier to read, because in Thailand, what is unseen is not treated as unreal. Along parts of the Mekong River, near the end of Buddhist Lent, people gather at night and wait for lights to rise from the water. Small red orbs appear above the river. They lift into the dark, burn for a moment, then vanish. Some explanations point toward natural gases or combustion, but local belief gives the phenomenon another meaning. The lights are linked to the Naga, the serpent spirit of the river. For outsiders, this may look like a conflict between science and myth, but in Thailand, the two do not always destroy each other. A river can be geography and still be sacred. A flame can invite explanation and still carry a story. This is the second hidden layer. Thailand does not always choose between the visible and the invisible. It lets them stand beside each other. And that same logic follows you back into Bangkok. At street level, Bangkok looks like a city moving at full modern speed. Glass towers, luxury hotels, banks, shopping malls, construction cranes rising through heat and traffic. But at the base of many buildings, something smaller waits, a spirit house. Raised above the ground, decorated with flowers, incense, food, and small offerings. It is easy to walk past it, but it may be one of the most important structures on the property. Because it suggests a different idea of ownership. The land is not empty simply because a building has been approved. Before business begins, before concrete rises, before money enters the ground, the invisible must be given a place. This is not an old belief surviving outside modern life. It is old belief inside modern life. Bangkok does not erase the sacred, it builds around it. And the code becomes even more subtle when it enters time itself. In Thai tradition, each day of the week is associated with a color, a planet, and a form of symbolic energy. Monday is linked with yellow. Friday is linked with blue. Other days carry their own colors and meanings. To a visitor, color may seem decorative, but inside the culture, it can become memory, identity, luck, respect, and timing. A shirt is not always just fabric. A date is not always just a date. A color is not always just color. Here, the modern world continues to move, but it moves through older rhythms. And then Thailand reveals the same principle through something even more intimate. Food. Because food is where the country's contradictions become physical. In Lopburi, north of Bangkok, an ancient city shares its streets and ruins with monkeys. Every year, tables are covered with fruit. The people step back. The monkeys come down. They flood the space from rooftops, wires, temple walls, and broken stone. For a moment, the city appears to surrender. The scene can look chaotic, but it's not only chaos. It is a ritualized truce between the human world and the animal world. The wild is not fully outside the city. It has a place inside it. Then, at the opposite extreme, there's royal Thai cuisine. Here, nothing is left wild. Bones are removed, seeds are taken out, textures are softened. Each bite is shaped for grace, balance, and control. Food becomes discipline. A mouthful becomes architecture. The same culture that offers abundance to monkeys also refines a royal dish until nothing sharp, hard, or excessive remains. This is not a contradiction by accident. It is the pattern. Thailand holds opposites without forcing them to disappear. The forest and the palace, the river spirit and the scientific explanation, the skyscraper and the spirit house, the monkey feast and the royal table. Each layer seems to challenge the next, but together they reveal the deeper system. Thailand survives by arrangement. It does not expose everything at once. It places the ancient beside the modern, the wild beside the refined, the visible beside the unseen. And this is why the country can feel so familiar from the outside, yet becomes stranger the longer you look. The hidden truth is not one secret. It is a method, a way of balancing worlds that should not easily fit together. And once you recognize that method, the next door appears. Beyond the forests, the river, the spirits, and the rituals, there is another Thailand. More private, more controlled, more difficult to enter. A Thailand hidden not in nature, but behind walls, stairways, back rooms, and doors that open only for those who know where to look. And this is where the journey changes. Because the next layer of Thailand is not hidden in a forest, it is hidden in plain sight. Behind a doorway, above a staircase, at the back of an old building, inside a room that gives almost nothing away from the street. In Bangkok, the outside world can be overwhelming. Motorbikes cut through narrow lanes. Street vendors work under fluorescent light. Steam rises from soup pots. Gold signs hang above old shop fronts. The city feels open, loud, and impossible to contain. But then sometimes, a door opens, and the noise disappears. Inside, the light is lower, and the air changes. Dark wood, polished metal, private tables, glassware catching a thin line of gold. A different Bangkok appears. Not louder than the city outside, quieter, more controlled, more difficult to enter. This hidden nightlife culture, from private lounges to speakeasy-style rooms and elite social spaces, reveals something deeper than luxury. It reveals a national instinct. Thailand has always understood the power of the visible surface. A smile can welcome, a market can distract, a temple can impress. A city can appear completely open, but openness is not the same as exposure. This is the shift. Thailand is not hiding because it is weak. It is hiding because it knows what must be protected. For centuries, the kingdom survived between expanding powers, foreign pressure, trade interests, and colonial ambition. It learned to negotiate without surrendering its center, to adapt without being absorbed, to show enough to be understood, but never enough to be possessed. That is why the hidden room becomes more than a room. It becomes a metaphor. Outside, Thailand gives the world color, movement, hospitality, beauty. Inside, it keeps hierarchy, memory, ritual, wealth, and identity behind carefully managed thresholds. The visitor may see the smile, but not always the system behind it. The tourist may enter the temple, but not always the rules that shape it. The camera may capture the skyline, but not always the older agreements beneath the land. And this is where Thailand becomes difficult to judge from the outside. What looks like contradiction may be strategy. What looks like softness may be control. What looks like chaos may have a hidden order. The country does not reveal itself in a straight line. It reveals itself by permission. A market leads to an alley leads to a staircase leads to a closed door, and beyond that door, the same country appears under a different light. This is not only about wealth, it is about layers. The public Thailand is generous. It offers food, beaches, temples, music, movement, and warmth. But the private Thailand is more guarded. It decides what is shown. It decides what remains inside. And perhaps this is the real legacy of a kingdom that was never formally colonized by the West. Not isolation, not resistance alone, but the art of controlled access. Thailand did not survive by freezing itself in the past. It survived by arranging the past and the present so carefully that neither one destroyed the other. Modernity was allowed in, but it did not enter an empty house. It entered a house already filled with spirits, etiquette, memory, rank, and invisible law. This is why Bangkok can feel both futuristic and ancient. Why a skyscraper can rise beside a spirit house. Why a luxury room can hide above a noisy street. Why a country built for visitors can still remain unreadable to them. Thailand is not a closed world. It is something more complex. A world with doors. Some are wide open, some are half open, and some are designed to look like walls. The deeper you go, the clearer the pattern becomes. Thailand does not separate illusion from reality. It uses the surface to protect the depth. It allows the world to look, but not always to enter. And once you understand that, the smile changes meaning. It is still warm, still real, still human, but it's also older than tourism. It is diplomacy. It is distance. It is a boundary drawn so softly that outsiders often mistake it for surrender. This is the Thailand behind the image. Not a hidden country waiting to be exposed, but a kingdom that has spent centuries deciding exactly how much of itself the world is allowed to see. And that is where the mystery begins to feel less like a secret and more like a form of survival. And perhaps this is the final truth of Thailand. It cannot be understood by looking at only one layer, not the beaches, not the temples, not the food, not the skyline, not even the smile. Each one is real, but each one is incomplete. Thailand is the space between them. between the forest and the palace, between the spirit house and the skyscraper, between the river legend and the scientific explanation, between the public celebration and the private room, between what is offered freely and what is protected carefully. This is why the country feels both open and unreadable. It welcomes the world, but it does not give itself away. That may be its oldest art, the art of balance. Not balance as stillness, but balance as movement. A kingdom adjusting, negotiating, absorbing, resisting, revealing, and concealing, all at the same time. Ancient belief did not disappear when modern towers rose. It moved into the corners, into offerings, into colors, into rituals before construction, into the quiet respect given to forces that cannot be seen. The wild did not vanish when cities expanded. It remained in the forests, in the elephants that still cross old routes, in the tiger that leaves only a trace, in the monkeys that descend upon Lopburi as if the old world has returned for one afternoon. Royal discipline did not erase abundance. It shaped it. It turned food into precision, heat into balance, appetite into ceremony. And modern luxury did not replace secrecy. It inherited it. Behind doors, above narrow streets, inside rooms with low light and controlled silence, Bangkok continues to prove that not everything valuable is placed in the open. This is the Thailand most visitors feel before they understand it. A country that gives you beauty first, then complexity, then contradiction, then, if you keep looking, a deeper kind of intelligence. The intelligence of a place that has never allowed a single story to define it. Thailand is not simply ancient. It is not simply modern. It is not simply spiritual. It is not simply commercial. It is all of these things at once, arranged with a precision that can be easy to miss. And maybe that is why the mystery remains, because Thailand does not need to hide by disappearing. It hides by becoming familiar. It lets the world remember the beaches, the markets, the gold, the laughter, the food, and beneath all of it, the older country continues to breathe. Quietly, patiently, behind the visible world. So when people say they know Thailand, perhaps they are not wrong. They may know one Thailand, the bright one, the generous one, the one that appears in photographs, travel films, and memory. But there is another Thailand beneath it. A Thailand of thresholds, of spirits beside concrete, of wilderness beside ceremony, of smiles that carry history, of doors that open only when the visitor has learned to look differently. And this is what makes the kingdom endure, not because it is untouched, but because it knows how to be touched without being taken. It knows how to change without becoming empty. It knows how to welcome the world while keeping its center intact. That is the hidden legacy of Thailand. Not a single secret, but a way of surviving through layers. A way of letting opposites live together. A way of turning mystery into identity. And once you see it, the familiar country is never quite familiar again. The temple becomes more than architecture. The river becomes more than water. The meal becomes more than flavor. The city becomes more than noise. And the smile becomes more than a greeting. It becomes a doorway. The world is full of places like this, places we think we already know, places hidden beneath names, images, maps, and memories repeated so often that they begin to feel complete. But sometimes, the deepest mysteries are not found at the edge of the world. They are buried under the most familiar surfaces. If you are ready to leave those surfaces behind, subscribe to the channel. Together, we will continue uncovering the hidden lands, sacred worlds, forgotten kingdoms, and impossible places still waiting on this planet. because Earth has not run out of mysteries. We have only forgotten how to see them.